Hey guys, Jeff Joyner coming to you. So excited and honored to be coming back to the Launchpreneur Academy this November. And I got to tell you, you need to be there. There's no better place to be if you are a business owner or a couple running a business in the green space than the Launchpreneur Academy. It's going to stretch you. It's going to educate you. You're going to leave there inspired, motivated, equipped, and prepared to accomplish extraordinary things in your business. We'll see you there.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys. Well, good morning. Well, guys, it is the day after GIE+ Expo, and holy freaking cow. It has been a busy couple of days, a busy week, an absolutely fun week. And here's what I want to do. I want to do a little recap, a little debrief, and just kind of show you guys the awesome, fun, exciting week that was GIE+ Expo. So if you guys are new here to the podcast, it's all about Lawns, Lessons, Life, and we're here to help you guys grow a more successful lawn and landscaping business so you guys can go out there and crush it. So if you guys are new to the show, consider hitting that follow button. Maybe you're just discovering us by, typing in search, lawn or landscaping podcast, and maybe you found some of our content. Well, we appreciate you guys listening in. For all of you guys that are regular listeners and you guys are fans of the show, holy cow, you guys have heard for the last, forever, last 3 to 6 months, GIE+ Expo, here we go, right? So it finally was here and it was finally happened. And you know what? I'm really glad to say it's also finally over. You know what I mean? You guys can hear that I'm still a little tired, shooting this thing first thing in the morning to respect Mr. Producer's time for his turnaround to get this content out to you guys. Here's the thing I'll say is that the expo was awesome. In all sincerity, I know everybody's going to tell you it was great. It was cool. You got to be next year when the tickets do drop next year and you guys want to use promo code Brian to register, right? I'm sure we'll have another code. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you. And you have to go. You got to check it out. It doesn't necessarily have to be an every year thing. Maybe you're not in the market for equipment, or maybe you're not in the market to, whatever, or you legitimately are busy with work and you don't want to swing on down. We totally get it. But here's the thing I'll say. You got to go at least once every couple years. Liz and myself, we make it an annual tradition to go now. We usually take a couple days and the week, but you got to go check it out at least once. That's always my prayer is go check it out at least once. You might get hooked and go every year there forward, right? And to be totally honest with you, I actually didn't go my first decade in business. I did not know that the GIE+ Expo was a thing, and I did not know it even existed. And by the way, if you guys are new to the show and you're like, what's a GIE+ Expo? Or coming up, it'll be rebranded and renamed the Equipped Expo, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. It is the largest trade show for lawn and landscaping and hardscaping professionals in North America. It's down in Louisville, Kentucky. Numbers are thrown around of about 20,000 people. It's at the Kentucky Exposition Center, Fairgrounds, huge indoor venue, about 1 million square feet from what I understand, and then about 40 acres of outdoor demo space. It was absolutely awesome. Every company, every product, every person, anything that's moving and growing, anybody who's a who's who, they are there. I saw Dan Weingarts. I saw YouTubers. I saw guys that have owner-operator businesses. I saw guys that had, $20 million companies that were there. Met a guy who had 40 employees, loves the content, and helps him to motivate his guys and, also make equipment purchasing decisions. Just a whole plethora of different people, right? So it was such a really good time. So many funny stories too. That's the best part, right? It's always the stories that you get from the show, right? So here's the deal. One thing I want to say really quick before we get into it. Launchpreneur Academy is the next big thing. Okay, there's definitely the GIE+ Expo eclipses LAL with just excitement, conversations, talking points. It's all over social media, right? So here's the deal. As you guys would imagine, we're lining up the ship, we're turning, and we're refocusing on LAL 2021. That's our live event that we do. That is business and training, okay? So Expo is demos and lawnmowers, and you can kick tires and get to meet friends and all your fans, and you guys get to meet YouTubers and influencers and other business owners, and it's a good time. There's no doubt about it. But here's the thing I keep telling people when we were there. Expo will help you buy a lawn. We'll sell you a lawnmower. LAL will teach you how to buy a lawnmower and take care of your family. Launchpreneur Academy Live 2021 That is our live event up here in Novi, Michigan, on November 13th. It's a Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30. We've got about 40 tickets left at the time of this recording. And actually, that might not even be true because we sold 5 yesterday, 2 more this morning. Everybody's getting home right. They're starting to refocus that the next thing is training for LAL, okay? That's in Novi, Michigan. It's an all-day peer-to-peer led event. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but we got Keith Kalfas, Corey Ballard, Greg Woodstack, Mark Parker, the Almonds, Jeff Joyner, a special guest young lady who's coming in, who's a fire breather. I mean, she is a butt-kicking young lady. We got Paver Pete. I was able to catch up with Paver Pete in person at the expo, and dude, him and I, we were just pitching and catching for about 30 minutes, talking about business, life, success, making money, knowing your numbers. He's bringing the heat. So that is our peer-to-peer led live event. I'm telling you, if you're listening to my voice, you should really highly consider checking it out. Okay, this is not expo. This is not YouTube. This is not entertainment. This is not, just foo-foo. Okay. I'm telling you, we're teaching X's and O's. We're teaching meat. We're teaching good stuff. We're teaching success. Do not miss it. Okay. If you're on the fence, that means you're thinking about going there. That's a sign to your soul that you need to be there. If you've been considering it, you need to be there. If you were there in 2019 or 2020, and you're like, oh man, I've been to, the event. It was cool. It was fun. I don't need to go this year. Look, don't treat LAL like you treat Expo. Expo, you can go every couple of years. New companies will come, new products will come. Sometimes there's not new products, right? At LAL, you need to be there every single year if you're serious about growing a successful company. Why? Because there's best business practices. There's things we're doing this year. There's things we're doing this last quarter that we weren't doing 6 months ago, a year ago. Okay. The world's changing. The economy's changing. Prices are changing. You got to know the latest and greatest about what people are doing out there. That's what Launchpreneur Academy Live is going to be. All right. It is launchpreneuracademy.com/store. That's where you can get your ticket. And like I said, I'm not hyping it up. I'm not trying to, say, hey, there's only so many left. I'm just telling you genuinely, honestly, there's about 35 to 40 tickets left. I'm capping the event at 300. When we get there, that's it. Okay. And for real, you need to get your tickets now. If you're listening to this recording right now, I promise you, there's probably going to be about 30 tickets left by the time you hear this, just based on how many people are going to buy tickets this weekend and then first thing Monday morning. All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to do a short and sweet recap, maybe about 20, 25 minutes here, talk to you guys about what I did learn at Expo. Okay. Because there was some crazy stories, some funny stories. There's some stories that I probably can't even tell on the podcast publicly because I get in trouble because people are crazy. Funny things that happen behind the scenes. It's like it's not necessarily like the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but it's there's so many funny stories that, so many of you guys were just being goofballs and having fun. And, it's just a really, really good time. Right. So let's do this really quick. We're going to kick it over to Marty, Mr. Producer, who's our show producer. He's down in Atlanta. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors. And then when we're done with that, we're going to come on back and I'm going to just give you guys a quick debrief. I'm going to take it day by day. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what we had going on. And it's going to be a really, really good time. I got some funny stories that I wrote down. We're going to share with you right here. All right. So let's do this. Let's kick it over to Marty and then we're going to come right on back.
Calling all landscape pros who want to get serious about healthy turf and a healthier bottom line. It's time to throw down new innovations. Built on 50 years of proven agronomic proficiency, Lesco fertilizers, control products, seed, and equipment are engineered to produce more resilient turf. We'll continue to bring new technologies, so no matter the day, you'll always bring your A game. Upgrade and outperform with Lesco. Visit siteone.com/Lesco today to learn more.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to LaunchpreneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The snow plowing training course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. LaunchpreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit LaunchpreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
All right, guys. Well, let's jump right back into it. By the way, I had to take a sip of the Uptime Blood Orange. So if anybody wants to send a case to that, you can send it to the P.O. Box. I don't know if you can send drinks to P.O. Boxes, but if you can, there you go. Uptime, that's the energy drinks that we're rocking. No sponsorship or anything like that yet, right? I'm just having some fun. Every time I listen to the Kid Contractor podcast, they plug the P.O. Box. like down in Carroll, Ohio, right? So you guys know how it goes. If you guys listen to Caleb and Brittany Allman and their podcast, always a good time. So here's what I got for you guys really quick. By the way, before we jump into it, first thing I want to say is elephant in the room. Unfortunately, Liz did not make it to GIE+ Expo. We were going to bring her up until about the last week, maybe last 2 weeks. We didn't want to deter anybody from, going to the event. So we didn't really want to make it public that Liz had decided to stay back. Long story short, with Liz feeding the baby al natural, it's just going to be a lot. It was a busy schedule. It's a tough schedule with, different obligations we have for different booths, different events in the industry, different corporate events, different after parties, different, 4th Street Live is not exactly the most conducive environment for a newborn baby. We would have had to take Liz's mom, which is totally fine, totally cool. But when you really start adding up the plane or the driving, the hotels, the back and forth, there's not a lot of like nursing rooms. There's not a lot of, the parking lot's a mile out in the parking, just to, maybe go feed baby, all that kind of stuff. It would have been a lot for a 2.5-month-old baby. Okay. So unfortunately, Liz wasn't able to come. We did FaceTime her in about a half dozen times. I owe a big thank you to Brittany Allman, Caleb and Brittany Allman. Brittany Allman FaceTime Liz about a half dozen times. So many of you guys actually saw at the different booth takeovers, saw Liz, and she looked as beautiful as ever, bopping baby on her knee. And so unfortunately, Liz wasn't able to make it. But I know she had some major FOMO, and I absolutely missed her. I'll be totally honest with you. On Sunday and Monday, we were pulling work ahead to get done and just to pull the work schedule ahead, as you guys would imagine. Rob actually crushed the rest of the week. He did like 95% of the route. Saturday, today, I went out and did about 7 lawns just to finish up the route, which took about an hour and a half. No big deal. And also shout out to Brett's Property Services. He came and bailed me out. So we muscled those out really quick. But to go back on Sunday and Monday, we were pulling our Mondays to Sunday, a lot of our commercial accounts, right? That's why I do all my commercials on Monday. In case we ever want to leave town or get out of town early or even do a day late, I could always do my Mondays on Tuesday, right? Because commercial properties, they don't really care. So we did Mondays on Sunday. We did Tuesdays, most of our Tuesday route on Monday. And then Tuesday morning, I was flying out on an airplane ride, right? So here's the deal. It was an absolute blur of a week, but it was nice to get all that work done. And before I flew out, I was like, hey, we need to make sure that all the work is done. Rob's going to be handling the fort, and then Brian's going to be flying out Tuesday morning, right? So funny story, on Monday when I get home, I was done mowing grass at 4 o'clock, just like a lot of you guys probably pulling work ahead. It was funny because Liz put Emmy, my daughter, in my arms, and I just literally started bawling, right? I was like, oh my God, I don't want to leave her. I don't want to leave you. I'm like, I don't want to go. Like, you guys know I do want to go, obviously, but at the same point, I'm like, I don't want to leave my baby girl. I don't want to leave my wife. It's the first time I've left Emmy since she was born. And so I just started bawling like a softie, right? Go figure. And actually, I talked to a bunch of different guys down there at GIE+ Expo, and they were leaving their babies or kids for the first time, and saw a couple couples that were down there with newborn babies, and they said the same thing. It's never easy to leave your kids, and I've always heard people talk about that, but I definitely experienced it for the first time. So Monday, I'm just bawling. I'm like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. And Liz is like, get out of here. Go see all your lawn bros, all your lawn care friends, and all that fun stuff, right? So let's go really quick down the road. So Tuesday, I actually flew out. I flew out first thing Tuesday morning. We got down there around noon 1 and actually linked up with the Almonds. So funny story, they drove down. They're only a couple hours down the road over there in Ohio. But the funniest thing is, I'm like, this sounds really funny. I when I did my whole GIE+ Expo prep talk maybe about 3 or 4 months ago, I said, look, there's 2 places to stay. One's at GIE+ Expo's fairgrounds, or the Kentucky Fairgrounds. The other one is downtown Louisville. I said, if you like to party and hang out, get dinners and stuff like that, go to downtown Louisville, stay at the Galt House and, I don't know, maybe a Marriott or whatever is down there, right? I said the other version, the other group is if you want to see the show, see the expo, all that fun stuff, stay on the fairgrounds. There's like maybe 10 hotels that orbit the Kentucky Fairgrounds, 5 minutes out the front gate, or you can even walk. So my assumption was everybody's staying at the Kentucky Fairgrounds, right? I'm like, these people are going to be first at the show. They're going to be last to leave the show. They're going to be right across the street, trying to get as much sleep as possible, but also getting up as early as they can. Like, minutes matter, right? Is what I always say. So every single person I know that I was trying to hang out with, all of you guys and even so many more people, everybody was staying at the Galt House in downtown. So I was like, and I was staying, my hotel room was at the Kentucky fairgrounds. So I'm literally like, wait a minute. Every single person I know is hanging out at downtown at the Galt House. So here's what I did. Honest answer is it was just me. I was couch surfing. I stayed with the Almonds. I stayed with the Almonds they had a Galt House room. And if you ever stayed at the Galt House, they're really nice rooms. It's like a front little apartment, like just a little room with a couch, a pull out, and then there's like this transition room, and then there's the main bedroom with the double queens or whatever. So the Almonds stayed over there. I stayed on the couch. I think Caleb was like, "Hey kid, here's $20. Go out, go catch a movie. We got plans tonight." So just having fun. But Caleb and Brittany offered because Liz wasn't coming, and I was just kind of riding solo, like a little loner out here. They said, if you want to sleep on our couch, you're more than welcome to, because I didn't have a ride, right? I also didn't have an Uber, and the Kentucky Fairgrounds is about 15 minutes down the road, maybe 10 minutes down the road from downtown Louisville. So shout out to the Almonds. Super appreciate them. They let me couch surf all week. They let me ride with them to and fro, and really, really appreciate that. So before I even go down all the cool things that happened at the show, the first thing I have to say is I actually never even checked into my hotel the whole week, which there goes $400, right? So trust me, we're not like, I could use that $400, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to be around all of you guys and hang out. And I'm really glad that I stayed at the Galt House in downtown Louisville. I think next year, maybe we'll run that place. So on Tuesday, wasn't a lot going on with anything with the show, but I did want to do a quick little mention with Mitchell Gordy. I don't know what the name of his meetup was or whatever. I think it was sponsored by Jobber or something like that. But I got to hang out there. There was some bar, restaurant, a really, really cool place. I got to see so many people already for the first minute, right? I got to bump into Corey Ballard and Lindsay, Kaz, their media guy. Got to meet Mapa Lee, just a bunch of folks that were at this bar in like a little whiskey lounge, whatever it was called. I don't even know. But it was right off of the downtown strip. And it was just really cool because as soon as you get there, you just realize, hey, dude, I'm with friends. Hey, I'm with family, right? I saw Mike Bedell. I saw Lamont Harrison, Mitchell Gordy, of course, and so many of you guys as well. And you can just tell, like, right off the bat, everybody was excited to meet up and to link up, right? It was like seeing old friends or old family or like a family reunion. They always tout that, but it's kind of true. That was the vibes that I was getting. So before we jump into like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday show, I just had to say shout out to Mitchell for making that available Tuesday night. That was a really, really good time. Saw Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut, Jimmy Lewis, Alan's right-hand guy. I forget his name, but at the moment, but all those guys were actually at like another bar right across the street, and we saw them in the big glass window, and if you've never been to downtown Louisville, it's a cool city. It's actually a lot of fun. So Tuesday was a hoot. We got our bearings, and we were ready to rock and roll. Wednesday is basically the game day. Wednesday and Thursday are the two biggest days for the show. So Wednesday, the media time is from 11 to 3, and then the show opens up from 3 to 7 on Wednesday. Now, that was a really, really good time. I was actually able to get in a little early with Toro, with an exhibitor badge, just to shoot some videos with them, get to hang out at their booth a little bit, and just start kind of seeing the sneak peek of the show. Well, saw the Echo booth reveal, the Steel booth reveal, all the different pressers. Wednesday, I was at the Xmark booth reveal at 12 or whatever it was, and just to see that's like the media day, right? That's when all the magazines and the trade publications are taking photos and videos, and all these guys are in. OPEI Reviews is there with Kenneth and those guys. And it was just a really, really good time to see all the latest and greatest. In fact, if a little plug here for YouTube, if you guys have not seen all the vlogs that have dropped over the weekend and then this week, I've got about 90 gigs of content that I'm going to edit and get through. So we're talking about probably 2 hours of content that I snatched up while I was at the show. So look for YouTube. We had some different content that we shot with Hustler, with Xmark, Graham Spray Equipment, Let's Go Turf, a couple of different like vlogs, like daily vlogs while I'm in there, just kind of walking the show and just, zipping around. I did some stuff with World Lawn, Coyote. I'm trying to think. Just all over the place. Voight Smith Innovation, they were there with their spray rigs. They wanted to do a quick video. It was awesome, man. So there's a little bit of everything there. I tried to do a What's New Snow video, a What's New GIE 2021 video. So I got all this content coming down the pike. And yes, that means I have to edit all of that, which is, it's a lot, man. And so I'm going to be mowing this week solo. By the way, quick little plug here. People are asking why Rob didn't come. So I offered Rob to come on down. I said, Rob, if you want to come, we'll take this week off. The lawns usually slow down. If you want to come hang out, I'd be more than happy to comp you, get your room, get your flight, whatever you need. And maybe give you like $500, $1,000 spending cash. Just go hang out and maybe help me shoot some videos or something, right? So Rob actually did not take me up on that offer. He said, hey, I love that idea. Can I do that the week after? And I'm like, well, GIE Plus Expo isn't the week after, brother. And he goes, no. His friend Mark and them, Mark turns 21, so they wanted to go to Tennessee the following week. We actually almost thought the weeks would line up, right? Where Rob could just go from Louisville straight to Tennessee during Expo week. That was not the case. So Rob said, I'll take you up on that offer, but could I do the week after? I said, sure. I said, as long as you get the lawns done this week, bro, somebody's got to mow the lawns. He goes, I'll take this week. You take next week. I said, send it. So this upcoming week, today, starting forward, I'm going to be out there mowing solo for the week. Hopefully should just be mow and blows at this time. Not a lot of trimming. So should be able to tackle the 85, 90 lawns that we got this week on my own. And that should hopefully wrap it up for the season. We'll find out. I'll let you guys know on YouTube if we're mowing into the first or second week of November, because the grass has been growing like crazy. But then as soon as you get those 40-degree mornings, boom, the weather, you just pull that e-brake and the lawns finally, thank the Lord, start slowing down. So that's why Rob did not go to Expo. I had a lot of people asking, where's Rob? Where's Rob? Where's Liz? And I said, Liz, feeding the baby and that whole thing. I said, Rob is painting the town in Tennessee, right? I said, Rob, make good choices, brother. All right, so Wednesday, the show opens. I'm hanging with the Almonds. They're going to the hardscape stuff, the Unilock stuff. By the way, Hardscape North America, such a badass, section of the whole show and the floor. It's the whole north wing. It's crazy. I knew nothing and nobody over there. It was so cool. Like, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm in the mowing world, right? Over in the hardscape world, I'm a nobody, I'm a nothing, which was great because then I could actually just walk around and not meet 5,000 people because I wanted to see the show. And so I'm looking at this booth, it's Unilock. I'm looking at Belgard. I'm looking at these Blaze outdoor stainless steel kitchen things. Absolutely awesome. All these guys have the the grading, rakes and stuff for the stone with the pipes in the ground to get the grade and the base, all the perma edge and the pave, I don't even know, guys, the poly sand sweeping stuff. It was so cool. I'm walking around like I'm the new guy. Everybody's like, this guy clearly has no idea what he's doing. I'm just walking around with my camera, doopy doo. And you know what? It was really, really cool. I love the hardscaping stuff. I love the outdoor living spaces. Man, I'll tell you what, a lot of those companies, they put a lot of thought into their booth. I mean, Belgard built this whole outdoor living space with a pergola and, this whole like TV spot. Absolutely, absolutely awesome. If you guys have never checked out the north side of the show, maybe next year, check out the Hardscape show. It was awesome having that like co-branded with Equip Expo. So the show finally opens up. Almonds go one way. I'm going the other way. I'm like, hey, I'll catch up with you guys in a couple hours. Y'all are my ride, so please don't abandon me. And sincerely, shout out to the Almonds. They were so kind. Brittany's handing me cough drops. She's FaceTiming Liz. Caleb and I are just two knuckleheads running around trying to film and, meet as many people as we can. So they were super supportive, super kind folks. We really, really appreciate them as friends. So the whole show opens up. I'm just capturing video, man. I'm just like, it's crazy because you got your game plan, right? But it's like the old Mike Tyson or whatever it is, or Holyfield, whatever it is. Everybody's got a plan for the ring until they get punched in the face. Well, I get in there and I'm just so excited to be there that the plan immediately goes out the window, right? I look around and I'm just like looking at shiny paint. I'm smelling exhaust fumes. I'm looking at all the, tire wax, on the tires, everything's spotless. I'm like, I don't even know what to do first, right? It's one of those deals. So I'm like, all right. In every military training movie, before they go in the battle, they say, remember your training and you will come back alive. So I'm like, all right, let's stick to the game plan. So I popped out my phone. I had my list of different vendors I wanted to meet and exhibitors I wanted to meet. And so I started just kind of zipping around. And then I eventually started doing the centipede thing where I just went like row to row to row to row, like the big centipede steak. Because that was actually sometimes a little bit easier to do than to navigate, crisscross. Because of course, I forgot to make a map. I made a list of all the vendors I wanted to do, but I just was so busy finishing up our lawns and crying when my baby was on my arm that I forgot to get an actual tactical map. So in which way? One of the cool highlights on Wednesday was the Toro booth takeover. So that was the first official, unofficial meetup that if you wanted to shake my hand and get to meet me and say, hey, not that I'm a big deal, but I know a lot of you guys are going to say hey to all the different influencers and business owners and guys down there that you guys watch on YouTube and all the content online. I know you guys really appreciate those folks. And by the way, like I said, I want to meet you guys as much as you want to meet me. I know kind of sounds weird if you're maybe new to the show, but there's a lot of history there with meeting a lot of people, right? And trying to help you guys grow. So it was really cool at the Toro booth from 5 to 7. I couldn't even get in the booth because there's so many folks that had stopped me just like outside of the booth. And the whole every 3 minutes seeing the show, it's, hey Brian, nice to meet you, dude. Changed my business, changed my life. And I make time for every single person, man. I'm like, dude, I want to hear your story, where you're from, what's your business doing. So it was funny. I finally like wiggled into the booth, and there was probably, I don't know, 50, 75, 100 people that we met, maybe more. I don't know. Just meeting people nonstop. That's why my voice is absolutely gone. I lost my voice by Wednesday night. Okay. Just from meeting everybody. And then Thursday morning, that was crazy. The Xmark booth. We'll get into it, but it was also cool being at the Toro booth from 5 to 7 to see all the new stuff that Toro has. I mean, little plug and shout out for those guys. They have autonomous mowers, battery powered mowers. I did get on the battery powered stand on mower that they and Xmark are both bringing out. It is fast. It is super fast, like Tesla fast. I'm like, dude, this is pretty pimp. So it was cool to see all the new stuff that they had in there, the different mowers, the 144-inch mower, the wide area mower, all this different stuff. Meeting all the Toro folks, meeting so many of you guys for about 2 hours. By the way, I forget who it was, but somebody gave me an energy drink, which I super appreciated, and somebody else got me a water. And then also, by the way, at the Thursday night rally, somebody else brought me a water. I forget who it was, but whoever that was, thank you from the bottom of my heart. That was the kindest thing anybody's ever done. Because man, like you just talk. And one lady brought me an energy drink and another guy brought me a water. And then Thursday at the after party rally, somebody else brought me a water. I was just talking. I was just like stuck, just meeting people, which is great. And whoever that was out there, sir, bless you 100-fold. May $1,000, dollars a day pour into your pocket. I don't know, just blessing be upon thee, because you saved my voice from whatever voice I had left, just bringing me just a little plastic solo cup of water. My gosh, I was so thankful for that. And Lamont Harrison is handing me out, Hall's Relief cough drops, the honey ones, like they're Skittles. Shout out to my boy Lamont. Okay. You guys are awesome. I mean, here's the thing I want to say really quick. Sometimes you're in the desert out there making content, talking on the podcast, making YouTube videos. You don't know if people are like who everybody is, right? Like you don't get to meet folks or see folks. People just consume. A lot of people are very takers, not very givers, just in general too. And so when I was at the show, man, I'll tell you what, it was a super humbling experience. I don't know any other way to say it. I don't want to want to sound like pretentious at all, like ever on my content. And I was just so thankful. It was like a heart check, a gut check that many people cared about what we're doing here on the show and what we're doing on YouTube in the greater lawn care community for sure. But I mean, I literally guys, I met 500 to 700 people, I bet you. And everybody was so kind, so kind. No haters came up, no butt heads came up. Nobody gave me a hard time. Everybody was so kind, so encouraging, asking about Liz, asking about the house, saying prayers for us, saying always praying for you at night with our family prayers. I'm like, dude, get out of here. That is so cool. I met Craig Unfred. I think that's how I say his last name, with HP Lawns. And it was just so cool to see so many of you guys. I just wanted to take a quick second and say, like, wow, like I was so blown away with how many people wanted to come meet and just, and again, like you see the numbers, 1 million downloads a month or 1 million views a month, 50, 60,000 downloads a month on the podcast. It's like, who are these people? Right. And, I mean, it was just super, super special. So the Toro booth from 5 to 7, that was a banger. From there, it was crazy. Okay. It was party night because 4th Street Live was happening. And that's where, so the show ends at 7 and everybody dips on down to 4th Street Live, right? 4th Street Live was absolutely bonkers. Okay. I think they brought in like the I don't even know what the trucker band was. The guy who toured with Kid Rock back in the day, maybe it's like the Twisted Trucker Band or something. I don't know. Somebody out there is more of a rock and roll guy than I am or whatever. But there was the singer that was on tour with Kid Rock back in the day. And I think those guys headlined in 2019 or whatever the last show was. And it was really, really good. I mean, there was, 5,000 people packed in the 4th Street Live. If you've never been to 4th Street Live, it's a block in between the city where they put a whole glass atrium up on top, like it looks like a greenhouse kind of a deal. It looks like it's heated or cooled. It's like it's beautiful down there. There's about half dozen restaurants and bars and different terraces and all that mess. There's an overhang bridge. It's really, really cool. And they had this whole permanent stage set up, and they brought in Granger Smith. It was absolutely bonkers. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. I know this sounds really bad, but I have no idea who Granger Smith is. I have no idea who GIE is. Okay, I know the GIE thing. Okay, but I didn't know who this guy is or how popular it was. I actually was hanging out the whole evening with B&B Lawn Care, and he's giving me the whole lay of the land. He's a country guy. He's also a YouTuber guy. Had a really unfortunate accident with one of their kids, I guess, that had passed away. And honestly, like the dude just seemed like a genuinely nice guy. I think B&B actually threw his GoPro up on stage, and Granger Smith took it and was doing video from the stage live. How cool is that? I'm like, dude, throw that thing up there, bro. Just do it. And Blake's like, I don't know. And I'm like, dude, you're going to have to be bold, man, if you want to get that thing up there. So Blake just literally tossed it at the guy, and he grabbed it and started walking around on stage with the band. It was really, really cool. I think the guy's like super patriotic. I think he's a Christian. It was really, really fun, clean, cool concert. So that was awesome. A lot of food everywhere, pack to pack, back to back elbows, 2,500 to probably 5,000 people down there. That was really, really cool. I saw Lawn Care Juggernaut a couple times. Shout out to Kevin Hansen, I think his last name is. Saw Kevin a couple times, and it was just really cool. Saw so many other folks there, and it was just a really, really fun experience. Unfortunately, missing Liz hardcore at that time, and I'm just like, man, I wish I could hang out with my wife here, but I was trying to make the best of it, obviously hanging with some friends. So let's do this really quick. I want to go through Thursday and Friday. We'll take a quick break here. I'm going to get a sip of water. My voice is still recovering. I do not want to marathon this or sprint this, I should say. I want to marathon and nurse this energy drink, as we call it, with the almonds. Caleb gets those 3 for 5. You guys know how it goes. But let's do this. Let's hear it one more time from the show sponsors and show announcements. It's going to give me a quick little opportunity to get a sip of energy drink, I guess is the new saying. And then we're going to come back. I'm going to talk about what happened on Thursday and Friday, because Thursday morning was the Exmark booth takeover. I got a lot to say about that. That was probably the highlight of the show. Okay, so let's do that really quick. Let's take a quick sip of water here. We're going to come right on back.
Calling all landscape pros who want to get serious about healthy turf and a healthier bottom line. It's time to throw down new innovations. Built on 50 years of proven agronomic proficiency, Lesco fertilizers, control products, seed, and equipment are engineered to produce more resilient turf. We'll continue to bring new technologies, so no matter the day, you'll always bring your A game. Upgrade and outperform with Lesco. Visit site1.com/Lesco today to learn more.
Hey everybody, it is Caleb with Almond Landscape. Brittany and I are going to be speaking at Launchpreneur Live event here in Novi, Michigan on November 13th. Our speakers that are with us, and I humble myself with these kind of speakers, Paver Pete, Brian Fullerton, of course, Jeff Joyner, Greg Whitstock, Corey Ballard, and the one and only Keith Kalfas, of course. Fantastic value for the ticket price, for that kind of knowledge, experience. It's nothing but the epitome of value. Plus, as myself, as a guy that likes to eat, they feed you pretty darn well at this thing, too. So we really look forward to seeing you at Launchpreneur Academy. Live event, it's going to be fantastic. Again, November 13th, Novi, Michigan. We will see you folks there.
All right, guys, well, let's just jump right back into it. By the way, they say when you do a podcast, like, don't drink anything caffeinated because of the bubbles, right? Don't drink anything carbonated. Not caffeinated, but carbonated. Don't drink or don't chew any gum. Don't be sucking on any cough drops. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I might break all those cardinal rules right now, okay? Because my voice is still recovering. And the reason it's still recovering is because of Thursday morning at the Exmark booth takeover. So Thursday is like the big day. The first day that you can actually go outside as well. By the way, 40 freaking acres of just mowers out there. The Ditch Witch, like 10,000 or whatever they call that thing, right? That thing was out there just digging holes. You had to sign like 14 different waivers, I guess, for that one. People were telling me. You can demo the New Holland machines, like the skid loaders. Holy cow, those things are gigantic. You just see those things. I don't know what the unit weighs. It's got to weigh 5 to 10 tons, right? It's just a monster, just solid steel. It was so cool seeing all the outdoor demo. Well, also Thursday morning was the big reveals. I know the Mulchmate guys were revealing some awesome stuff. Nick Carlson and those guys, got to do a quick plug for them. They're killing the game. Mulchmate sales are through the roof. If you guys ever want a cart mate, a Mulchmate, the plow mate, or whatever they're going to call it, the DMT trailer, if you mention Brian or Brian's 10 on the website or in an email, we do have like a savings or a discount. I'm not totally sure what you get. It's not like 10%. But I know if you order something, it's $75. Another thing, it's $200 off. I think if you order a Mulchmate, it's $1,000 off. For the one guy listening out there that might be thinking about considering it, I normally try to talk to maybe the smaller guys with the smaller businesses, 0 to $500,000. But maybe you got a $5 million company. You're thinking about, hey, we used to have 30 guys working for us. Now we got 11. Well, honestly, you might be able to do that even with Mulchmate. Getting rid of 10 guys by having a Mulchmate. The reception that Nick's making and the splash he's making with his mulch products, for real, it's all about efficiency and productivity with those guys. It was really, really cool seeing their booth. Okay, I got a whole separate video just from Nick. Okay, so Thursday morning, the big hoopla for me, and you guys heard me promoting it on the show, for Tom Blue in the face. And thank you guys for showing up. Okay, I do a lot with Xmark. Xmark's my love child. Okay, like I love working with them. They love working with me. I'm so grateful to be working with them. If people are like, hey, if you ever let's play the devil's advocate. Let's say you wanted to be an influencer and you wanted to have companies or sponsors or brand deals, and somebody was like, hey, who's your dream company, your dream partnership, your dream sponsorship, or whatever, whether it's cash or mowers or people, they sponsor the podcast. Well, they sponsor the podcast and our live event. I mean, like, I sincerely appreciate them. They're not just like, hey, here's a lawnmower. They're like, hey, what can we do to believe in you and to help you and what you're doing? Like, that's the heart of the people at Xmark. And I know about 7 or 8 of those folks, like the top people. They are so genuine and they want to see you guys grow. And so it was really cool to partner up with them. Well, we did an Xmark booth takeover. And so to answer that question, my dream partnership would always be with Xmark. One would be with Ford, like everybody else, right? Another one would be with Xmark. And so here's the deal. We did an Xmark booth takeover. And I don't know how many people were there, but it had to have been a good 150, 200 plus people. Okay. You guys started showing up at about 10 o'clock from 10 to 11. I was kind of like intentionally like 3 minutes late. I made a joke that I was on Fullerton time, but I was actually about 40 feet away at maybe the Toro booth. And I was like diagonal, and I was just looking at the folks like swarm in there. And I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Now, for some of you guys listening, and you still don't believe me, I am an introvert by heart, by design, by nature. Okay. I put myself out there. It's a lot of effort. That's why it takes me 3 days to recuperate. But I saw the booth just getting more packed. And Paul's already starting to sign books, Paul Jameson. And I'm telling you guys, like 250 people were in the booth. We're talking about a 50 by 50 square foot space, by the way, or 70 by 70 square foot space. I don't know. It's not a lot of room. And there's like probably 150 people in there. And then there was 10 people in line for like an hour. And it's nothing like feed the ego stuff. Like, maybe you're listening to the show. It's nothing like that. Listen, these are all people that have listened to the content. They've consumed the podcast, the YouTube videos. They just want to say, hey, thanks for me putting myself out there. And I want to say, dude, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us. Thanks for using a Brian's 10 code or whatever, we super appreciate that. So here's the deal. It was nuts. Paul Jameson and I tag teamed. I bought 250 books of Paul's new book, Best Business Practices for Landscapers, I think is the name of it. Paul Jameson runs the Green Industry Podcast, super successful podcast. I think we're like neck and neck in downloads, dude. Like, he motivates the heck out of me. Okay. I think he had like 59,000 downloads last month. So did we. I was like, bro, what are your downloads at? Like, we're texting each other like, September 30th at, 11:30 at night, or no, it was probably like 9 o'clock at night, because Paul's in bed by like 9, which is great. I probably shouldn't have that habit. That's why Paul's, got an 8-pack and I'm, not, so any which way, but we're always texting. What are your downloads at today? What are your downloads at tomorrow? Like, he's like my accountability partner and like my motivator for the podcast, right? So it was really cool. I said, Paul, I want to support you. I want to buy 250 books to give away to these guys. Look, they were discounted, but when Paul can buy discounted quantities of his book because he's the publisher of it, but 250 something costs some money. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they were $1 each, just so you guys know. I was so grateful and so thankful for Paul, his friendship, for you guys. I wanted to buy 250 copies, throw a couple grand into that, and just give them out. So Paul was signing them like crazy, which is really, really cool. Everybody got signed copies of the book. And then I got to meet folks as well. And it's funny because I like link up where Paul is and I look out and there's a sea of humanity. There's literally like 75 to 100 people just staring at me. And I'm like, holy Jesus, like, what do you do? Like, I'm not in it for the fame or anything like that, guys. You know what I mean? But I literally sat there for about an hour and 23 minutes. I remember, because I left at about 11:23 it was to hit an 11:30 appointment at another booth with Lesko, I think it was, or somebody. And, but I met every single person that was there. At least I tried to. If you were there, you got a book, hopefully a handshake. We gave out 200 plus Carhartt Xmark branded beanies, which was really, really fun. Really, really cool. We were able to give out all of those. I was like giving out like one at a time. And I'm like, dude, like, simple math, this is going to take a day and a half. So we just started taking like handfuls and just throwing them out like tens and tens and tens. And I'm like trying to whip them, one way, throw them over my head backwards the other way. And we were all having so much fun, right? The Xmark booth also, little shout out to the Xmark team, first class. They had a new autonomous mower there, their battery stand-on mower, the 144, the new Xmark Vertex. Absolutely awesome mower. Okay. I'm already bugging them to make an X series of it. I said, throw that 37 oil guard on there with some big tires on the back with a 60-inch deck. I said, give me an X series. You know what I mean? We'll see where that goes. But that new stand-on is awesome. I'm just telling you guys, it is awesome. I demoed it. We put about 5 to 6 hours on it one day. They came on over. I couldn't say anything, obviously. NDA, which means, no non-disclosure agreement. I can't talk about it, whatever. They make you sign crap. But I'll tell you what, the STARS platform was a train wreck. They know it. We know it. Okay. Elephant in the room. They normally takes 2 to 3 plus years to bring a new product out from design to, a prototype. They did it in like 9 months. Okay. People are like, well, they copied a Right Sander. I'm not going to say that they did or they didn't, because it does look like a Right Sander X. Okay. Call that elephant out in the room. But imagine this though. Ed Wright knows what he's doing. Ed Wright makes great machines. I'm not saying Xmark took their idea or anything like that, but there's a lot of similarities, right? But you know what? Work on that. If that's the base, and then you add an ultra cut deck, okay, we're talking about the best of both worlds. We're talking about premium quality design machines from Xmark, and then we're talking about the ultra cut series deck. That's a banger setup. Now, I am curious to see how it works in the spring, okay? Because they have like the 25, 28 horsepower engine. I was begging them to slap a 34 or a 37 on there. We'll see where that goes one day. I'm doing my best behind the scenes to help. These are still aircraft carrier companies. I'm still a little doopy-doop, Brian, but I talk to them all the time. I'm like, give me a 37 on there. Give me a 34. Give me a 35 horsepower something. An FX engine, Cowie on there. Give me get the Vanguard oil guard on there. We'll see where it goes. No promises, but they always do hey, you never know what we're working on behind the scenes. I'm like, I bet. So the new Vertex is really, really good. I'm telling you, it cut great. Everything's at where it needs to be. If you have an Xmark stand-on, the Staris, just dump it on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to want to get out from that thing. It wasn't an awful mower. It just wasn't a great mower. And from Xmark, you guys demand great. I demand great. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, it was really cool to see Xmark back on top with the new stand-on. I'm probably leaving some other things out. They had a battery push mower, a couple autonomous units. That's all coming. But the Xmark booth was awesome. I got to just meet folks for an hour and a half, and that was the highlight for me. Just the humility I had walking out of that place, because actually, eventually everybody was done and was moving on, and I was just had like this moment where I went to shake the next person's hand and nobody was there, because we were finally done, and I just realized bro, I just met an hour and a half of people for 3 minutes, and met 100, 200 people. It was really surreal. I don't know any other way to say it. I was so thankful, man. I was so thankful, so humbled, so excited, so just genuinely man, what we're doing is working. One of those deals, right? I'm transparent, man. I love, I know I get in you guys' face sometimes too, but I'll tell you what, I just love getting to meet you guys, and maybe I am becoming an extrovert. I don't know. But one thing I'll say, this kind of hit me, was I had probably about 10 different times where people came up to me, and it was a different kind of dude, you've helped me. It wasn't to change my business, dude, I'm making more money. My business grew, my business doubled, although there was hundreds of that. It was one or two guys probably about 10 different times, but one guy came up at the booth, and I forget his name. I got his shirt. I could look him up, but I don't want to throw his name out there or anything and embarrass him, or vice versa. But he gave me a t-shirt and then a $100 bill. And he said, hey dude, I just want to let you know you changed my life and you saved my life. And I was like, dude, for sure, man. I'm just meeting people, and I'm not trying to give the whole genuine soft shoe answer. Nice to meet you, bro. I was like, dude, for sure, bro. Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. And he just he looked at me, he pumped my hand one more time, and he looked at me in the eyes, and his eyes got really watery. And he was like, you saved my life. And he goes, here, I want to buy you dinner, and here's a shirt. And I want you, and anytime you wear that shirt, I want you to know that you saved this guy's life. And I'm like, I was like, dude, like, you're a little intense here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like 50 other people looking at me, and this guy's like, he just like shook my hand. He goes, I'll see you around, brother. I'll see you around. And he like walked away, and he was a really cool dude. And I'm not playing up the moment or anything. I'm just telling you, like, it was like the world, like the time stood still, right? Like that kind of moment. And I was like, dude, there's more there. Like, there's more there. And I had about a half dozen to 10 people do that this week. And man, I know, I got to believe that we're making a difference out there in more ways than just teaching X's and O's and making more money and getting a $5 rate adjustment letter off the website. You know what I mean? There's guys out there, man, you guys are struggling with stuff and family and life and businesses and, spouses, husbands or wives. And it's not all about lawnmowers, man. It's not always about cutting grass. Lamont Harrison has a wristband thing that he wears. It's deeper than grass. And I have to believe that. And so anyway, not to get all heavy, but that was some intense stuff, right? So thank you. Thank you to all of you guys that came to the Exmark booth. I'm hoping to demo. I'm trying to get my country swing in there for my southern people. I'm trying to get my demo for the lawnmower to get that Exmark stand on, hopefully get that on the channel. We'll see if Exmark hooks us up with one. We'll see. If so, great. If not, no big deal. What I will say is the highlight to me outside of the stand on was the oil guard system, the Vanguard 37 with the oil guard coming to the Laser Z platform. If you really want to get into it about like lawnmowers and equipment and oil changes and all this stuff, I do nerd out about equipment. That is a awesome marriage and setup. You guys have no idea how much effort, time, getting over egos and stupid stuff behind the scenes that, these companies, they're all big deals, right? And sometimes things maybe aren't as cohesive. Well, they got over it. They buried it or whatever the people were doing. Somebody else made a decision. They said, what's best for the consumer is best for us. And I've been begging Exmark for 5 years since I did that oil guard video with Briggs and Stratton. I said, you got to get this on a Z. Get the 37 on the Z. I know you guys love your Cowies. I know you guys love your Kohlers. That's fine. That's great. 1 a year oil changes with the 7-quart system, the 5-quart oil reservoir, the oil guard system. What it is it cycles the oil out of the engine, and it has this external tank. And the external tank is away from the heat. And so you have these 7 quarts of oil now instead of 2 quarts of oil that filters through the engine. By the way, I would say right now, probably 80% of all lawnmower engines are probably low on oil. I'm dead serious. Like probably 80+% of all engines right now, I'll put money on it, are low on oil. Your mower right now is probably low on oil because it burns it up. You get 2 quarts in there. You're probably running at 1.5, maybe less. You ever drain your oil and you realize like you put 2 to 2.5 quarts in, but only like 1.5 comes out? It's because after 500, 1,000 hours, these things are burning oil. Like I'm not an engineer, but let's just be real. But at least you have a 7-quart oil system now. So basically it's a 1 time a year oil change for your lawnmower. So they say about 500 hours. Now, if you're in the Midwest, we put about 500 to 600 hours a year on our units. That's a 1 time a year oil change. Think about that. And it's not a plug for Oil Guard or Vanguard. I told the Vanguard team, like, let's link up. I want to talk about this more on the channel. I just think it's a game changer for owner operators and especially for folks with employees. If you've got 1, 2, 10, 100 employees, they are not checking the oil every day. They do not care. They're not going to do it. So you have to do it, or you have to have a mechanic that does it. Mechanic gets busy, fixing two-stroke trimmers that are breaking down. He gets behind. You guys know what I'm trying to say. It is no-brainer innovation that you should adopt on your next mower. Now, it's probably $1,000 premium, so the Exmarks are getting like 15, 16 Gs. I get it. They're the Cadillacs. But here's the thing. I emailed my guy, Ted, over the weekend, and I said, hey, what's the price on the 37 Oil Guard? What would you give me for a trade-in? I might just sell my Z off. I might give it away. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably trade it in and trade up because I might pay for that out of pocket. I don't know. Exmark, if you want to send a lawnmower to P.O. Box 930-233, Wixom, Michigan, 48393. I'm just having some fun. Maybe it'll work for their almonds, man. They get cigars sent to them, but you guys send gift cards, man, to Chipotle and Chick-fil-A all the time. We super appreciate that. Austin with Ditch the Itch sent me a baby sterilizer, like the sterilizer thing. So that was actually really cool. Thank you, Austin. I know he listens to the show. If you guys want to send anything, I guess send it to the P.O. Box. Josh Sutton sends hats all the time, full send in the Launchpreneur Academy one with his the leather patch hats, which are really nice. So if you guys want to send anything, I guess to the P.O. Box. I don't know if Vanguard 37 horsepower oil guard Laser Z can get there, but hopefully the postmaster signs off on that and I'll go pick it up with the trailer. Maybe it'll come in on a pallet, right? But in all sincerity, my Z's right now got 1,000 hours on it. I'm in this point right now where I'm going to try to keep the hours on the multi-force, and if we do get the stand on, that's what I would do. But I'm going to try to save the life out of that Z, because after about 1,500 hours, to me, is a great trade-in point. The 1,500 hour mark, I said this 100 times on YouTube videos, is kind of like the 100,000 mile mark for a car. At 100,000 miles on a car, it's kind of like where they're designed to be nowadays. You got two options: run it into the ground or trade it in, sell it off, buy something new. Right? That's my official standpoint. Now I know guys are like, well, I got a Z with 6,000 hours and da 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 da. That's fine. God bless you. Like you guys, some of you are way more mechanically inclined than I am. That's fine. That's cool. I'm just telling you that the value in the mower tanks significantly. Let's say you get 6, 7, 8 grand for a trade-in, you're going to get 3, 4 grand if it's like over 1,500 hours. Okay, so that 1,000 to 1,500 hours is a good sweet spot. By then, you should have made your money back already on the unit for darn sure. Especially if you're following the rate adjustment letters that we have. There are pricing structures. I think you make a lot of money. So anyway, I emailed my sales guy and then the sales manager, Alex and Ted. I said, hey guys, what's the 37 oil guard going for? Hit me up. What would you get for my Z at 1,000 hours? I might run it for one more year and then trade up. I might pull the trigger and just bop that off over in the winter. Because I'll tell you what, one thing I caught up with Ed Wright, mowers are going to be very hard to come by in the next 12 months. Like straight up. The supply chain issues are not going to get any easier. I'm not going to get into it. But if you think that things are going to get easier in the next 12 months, my opinion is you're dead wrong. Mower, it's not the mowers necessarily, guys. It's the engines to power them. A lot of that stuff is made overseas, whether you like it or not. And if you think it should be made in America, I agree with you too. But the reality is that you're working with a global system here now, right? A global economy, and the engine can be made for, hundreds of dollars versus thousands of dollars overseas. And I get it. It should be made here, but what are you going to do in the meantime? The bottom line is that every mower, every piece of equipment, right? It doesn't matter. Like let's say there's 20 different mower brands. There's only 4 engine companies, right? It's not the mower people making the stuff. It's the people making the chips and the engines and all the tech. So here's the deal. You want a Vanguard or a Kohler or a Cowie, that's fine. Like they all have to get these engines made. And I know that a lot of them are made here and finally assembled here and all that mess. But here's the thing. Not every single component of that engine, maybe 80 to 90% of it is made here or assembled here. But the 5 to 10, 20% of the components coming overseas, that's the crimp in the hourglass. That's the real issue that we're working with here. So I was talking to Ed Wright about that. And Ed's like, dude, if you want a mower, man, get your orders in now. Get your orders in now. And I'm like, it's a different world we're going to be living in. It's not going to be the same U.S. consumption model where things are on the showroom floor waiting for you to, there's 20 different units or 20 different cars or 100 different cars at 20 different dealers. In Europe, they don't do that. They have showrooms where there's 5 cars on the floor and you order your car and it comes in 6 to 8 weeks, like a Tesla. That's what Tesla does. That's how I might start looking for lawnmowers. So if you guys are thinking about upgrading or you're trading stuff in or trading up, I'm just telling you, like my followers, my friends, my family that's out there, you guys, I want you guys to win. I'm just telling you, get that stuff in now. All right, get that stuff in now. All right, let's get back to the little tirade here. I just had to talk about the oil guard. I'm a huge fan. Okay, one other thing I was going to talk about was the Thursday night, obviously after party rally. That was a super good time. I got to meet another couple hundred people there as at Copper King's Distillery. So much good time there with meeting so many different folks that I had met at the show. Some people were outside, so they didn't come to the Exmark booth takeover or wherever or whatever, because you want to get in all those outdoor demos. So that was a lot of fun seeing all of that at the Copper and Kings Distillery. I got to meet so many. I mean, the giveaways were really cool. Caleb Robin, a lot of you guys know Caleb. He's got the counter award mustache going on right now, which is really funny. He won the Echo 9010. Somebody else won the Skag FSC 30, the finishing cut 30, the new orange Skag walk behind unit push mower. That was really cool. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was I think he's the dude from Alaska. Maybe I don't know, but I think it is. I think it's the dude from Alaska that was on Paul's podcast, where Paul had no clue about any geography of Alaska. I was laughing so hard. If you guys ever watch Paul on Instagram Live, he's on his couch, but his wall has this 6 foot by 6 foot poster of the continent, and so Paul's learning his geography. I swear to God, man. I'm so tired, guys. Like just shooting this podcast, even it's been a long 3 days, but I was laughing so hard. I think that's the guy that won it. So of course, Skaggs probably going to spend $2,000 to send a $2,000 mower, with freight costs these days. That's good stuff right there. I think so. I think that's the dude that won it. I forget the guy's name, but he was really nice. I think his girlfriend was there, or wife was there with him. Oh man. After party rally was good. I got to meet Lawn Care Juggernaut and all of his crew of mowing tall grass folks. There's a couple other, his posse was there, and they're all looking like super clean, super rich. I'm like, you guys making some money with these videos? They're like, maybe. And so that was really fun seeing all those guys. I got to see Keith Kalfas there. Kalfas was awesome. One of his videographer guys named Hatch. I don't know if you guys know Hatch. He's worked with Kalfas to shoot videos and really take their production to the next level. Hatch is a really cool dude. He's like this white rapper dude. Really, really cool guy. He did this rap on the word orange. I have no idea what I'm talking about this, but I go up to the guy, I go, hey dude, dude, Hatch. And he goes, what's up, man? I go, dude, I love your video, orange. Like he just rhymes against the word orange, like freestyle. And because orange, you can't rhyme against the word orange, right? And aren't you glad that I made this connection for you guys? And so it was really funny because he goes, man, never did I think at this event that I'd hear somebody reference my orange video that he did, like this rap freestyle, video. And I go, dude, huge fan, bro. I follow you on Instagram. So it was cool meeting him. I'm sure I'm leaving some people out. I saw Randy from G4 Outdoors. Shout out to Randy. That was really cool. And so many other great people, right? I'm just going to wrap this up because we're going to go forever, okay? It's like giving you guys the whole real-time recap of the event. You're like, well, why go when Brian just gives us the whole dissertation, right? So Thursday night was really, really fun. I got to meet, again, like I said, another 50 to 100 people there. It was so much fun getting to hear all the funny stories. This big muscular guy named Brian came up to me. I mean, he looks like Brock Lesnar. I went to do the photo, like we put your arms around the guy's back, right? And we're doing like the big thumbs up, like the awkward like YouTuber thing, like thumbs up, because I only have like one mode. I'm not going to do like the peace sign because I'm not like a white chick. But it was funny because I go to put my hand on his back and my hand for real, dips in 4 inches in between his shoulder blades. Like the Grand Canyon is through this guy's back. This guy's wingspan was probably like 6 feet, okay, 7 feet. I don't know. This guy was huge. And I'm like standing next to him. I'm like, and he was the nicest guy ever, dude. He's like, his name was Brian. And he's like, man, I love watching your videos. He's like, I'm just getting to meet some of you guys. I've just found this community a couple months ago. But some other people were looking to meet up, and shake hands, and they're in line, if you will. And that guy walked away. This guy Brian, really cool dude. And these other guys, there's a group of 4 with their girls and their wives. They know who they are. I'm trying to remember their name. I think it was like Cody or Corey or something. And it was funny because that guy goes, dude, that guy is huge. I said, I think the guy's name was John Corey or something like that. And John's like, that guy is huge. And I went, bro, that guy is huge. I went to put my hand around his back to just do the pose, and my hand sunk into his traps, bro. Anyway, it was so many funny stories. We're all just ribbing and rabbing and having fun. I got to see Max Lawn Care. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It might be Mac, but let's see if I can look it up really quick. Mac was really, really cool. Black dude from maybe Georgia, Cornell Mac. I think he's from Monroeville, PA. So he's not from Georgia. He's from PA. That guy was awesome. He's also fit as a tank. I got to meet, I think his wife was there with them. If you guys didn't listen to that episode, dude, he just talked about family and business and life, just life lessons. That was a couple episodes back. That dude was super cool. I got to bump into him a couple times. Dude, just so much fun. So much fun. I'm getting back to my notes here. I'm rambling. All right, let's button it up right here. So Thursday, getting to meet everybody. Friday, the live panel is probably the last thing I'll just wrap it up with. Friday morning, the influencer live panel was really dope. So a lot of people are like, well, Fullerton, why didn't you get on there? Some people thought I was snubbed or there's drama. No, nothing like that at all. Honest answer is that Naylor, Paul, these guys had asked me, 4 months ago. And I said, hey, we're having a baby. I have no idea what we're doing. If Liz is coming, not coming, if we're going to be able to get to this thing at 8 a.m. with a baby. I'm like, I have no idea. It's going to be a lot to commit to. I'll just respectfully decline. It was a cool opportunity, no doubt about it. But I just said, I don't think I'm going to be able to give my best to what you guys are doing. And it was going to be this first class thing in production. So any which way, I opted out. But I said, let me shoot some photos, some videos, and just get to meet people and hang out. There's probably, I don't know numbers, but there's probably a good 300 people there. They had this beautiful stage up top. Spencer's were there. Jason Creel was there. Alan Hain was there. Caleb was there. Naylor, Paul, Corey Ballard. I don't want to leave anybody out. Spencer's were hilarious as usual. Really good time. They did this influencer live panel where they did this live podcast recording. So maybe even today you might see like episode or part 1, on Caleb Wallman's podcast, the Kid Contractor podcast. You might see episode or part 2 or whatever you want to call it, like on Paul Jameson's, and then 3 on Naylor. So it was just a fun collaborative effort. The intros were really fun. Mr. Producer made some different sound bites for that, and you can tell he was having a blast and like in his element, and it was really cool. The highlight, I just say this really quick because I had to step out because Paver Pete texted me, and when Paver Pete texts you, like, you go take that call, you know what I'm saying? So I went to go link up with Paver Pete after the first 2 presentations, but it was funny because Savannah Spencer was on stage. Somebody asked a question. If you guys were there, you know this moment. I'll never be able to like redo the chemistry and the do it justice, but it was funny because somebody was like asking, "Hey, Savannah, like, how do you run your business and do all this thing?" And she's like, basically somebody, not from the audience, but people, I guess maybe on their channel, give her some gruff because her mascara looks perfect, right? And I'm not a girl. I honestly don't know what mascara is. I think it's something for the eyes, okay? And somebody was clearly like, asking on their channel, like, why does your mascara always look perfect, right? Like, you guys don't sweat. You guys don't ever look dirty, right? Like the whole deal. I'm like, whatever, okay? So Savannah was on stage, like, answering somebody's question in the audience, which asked, like, how do you deal with negativity or just running both businesses? And Savannah, like, teed this up. And if you were there, you know this joke, this whole scenario. But it was really funny because Savannah goes, "Hey, guys, I'm going to give you a tip. It's called waterproof mascara, and you can get it for like $10. It's been around since like 1991. Okay, so everybody started chuckling. And then Sean Spencer like teased it up perfectly. Like Sean's like, "Yeah, guys," he goes, "Corey Ballard, if you're in the audience, make sure you get this mascara up on the ballardinc.com website," right? And so then the crowd's laughing even more. And then Sean goes, "And y'all know what code you can use to save on Ballard's website." And he goes, and dude, literally, this is called good marketing and good branding. But 300 plus people literally all scream, "Brian's 10." And Sean was like, "Brian's 10." And I laughed. I literally almost peed myself laughing. I was like, it was so cool. It was just so funny to see, like, nobody was like jockeying for position. Nobody was trying to be putting anybody down to pick themselves up, right? It was just genuine. It was so genuinely funny. And I was like, 300 people were like, "Brian's 10." And it was, the chemistry was perfect on the joke. Savannah and Sean are first class. They were so funny. Caleb Allman's laughing up there as he was interviewing the Spencers, and it was just a really good time, right? So the influencer panel was a banger. Check out those podcasts. They should be here any minute now. And I definitely, by the time it was done, I was like, man, I wish I was part of that thing. But at the same point, I don't think I would have been able to add anything that those guys did. Okay, Caleb, Naylor, Paul did an absolute barn burner of a job. Great job that morning. And shout out to Equip Expo. They helped put that whole thing together with all the stage and the speakers and the lights and the audio. That was really, really awesome. Friday after that, I'll just button up. Friday after that, I was on a plane at 4:00, man. After the panel, I was going to the Hardscape stuff to see them, kind of hang out with the Almonds a little bit. I was trying to run around and capture some video of what I didn't get to see. A lot of the companies are kind of like already shutting it down, so by about noon 1. So I went outside, tried to just capture some footage from the outdoor area. Wanted to get on that Toro battery-powered mower. That was one of the things I wanted to check out. The battery stuff is pretty dope. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going there whether we like it or not. I love the handheld battery equipment. I'm not a big fan yet of the push of the mowers, but if what we saw at this show is any precursor, I guess is the word, to what's going to be coming in the future, I am really hoping that the tech, starts making some huge leaps and bounds like it has been, because a lot of the battery stuff is looking pretty dope. Now, I'm not a big greenie or, softy like that, but I'll tell you what, it is pretty cool. So I'm keeping an open mind. I don't know on the tech tree, for all my video gamers, I think we're going to tech tree past the battery stuff and just go right to autonomous is probably more my, surveying of the land. So we'll see where it goes, but that was a lot of fun. I got to meet so many other great people out there at the outdoor demo, and it was just really cool. Like at one point I got stopped like 3 different times while holding the camera, and Paul's like, within like 90 seconds, one guy met me, and another guy met me, another guy met me, and Paul Jameson's like walking with me as we were trying to head back inside to see the Vermeer booth, and Paul's like, "Is this what the show's like for you all week?" I go, "Dude, literally, I can't walk 20 feet or 20 seconds and not get stopped." And Paul's like, "Dude, I thought it was," he goes, you tell stories about this like it was like it's like that, but he goes, I saw first person. So I gave Paul the camera and 3 dudes came up. It was crazy, bro. it's just weird, man. It's weird. I don't get started. I didn't start any YouTube for that. What a different world, man. You guys are awesome. Like, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm like the reluctant YouTuber over here. Like I'm not a YouTuber, bro. I just wrote down the live panel, meeting people. One other thing I saw was really cool is the outdoor UTV track. I did not get time to go on that because there was kind of a line. But they had like 10 different UTVs out there. Bobcat had a UTV. Coyote had a UTV. I didn't even know some of these brands made UTVs, but that was a lot of fun. All right, I'll wrap it up. After that, I went to the airport. One other thing I want to say a couple of times was, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. I was at the, it's just some funny stories. I honestly didn't really pay for a meal almost anywhere. So many of you guys bought my meal. I struggle with this. I really do. Like, I'm not a really good, like, receiving gifts kind of a person. Like, gift cards come in the mail and I'm like, I feel awkward. And it's not like podcast talk or stage talk. I mean, like, that genuinely. Like, I'm always trying to bless people because, dude, I was so broke for so long. Nobody ever did anything for me. And not like, you know what I'm saying, but like, I had no breaks in life, man, like nothing. And we still are on the come up. We're still, hustling every day, and that's why I love blessing people. Like I love just giving stuff away all the time, like just time and money and just whatever, dude. But I will tell you what, like I was in line at Guy Fieri's place, whatever that place is called, the barbecue. And some dude bought for me, B&B and Caleb. I didn't even know the guy. Honestly, I don't even know if he was on Instagram, but he's like, hey, I watch your guys' stuff. He's like some 22, 23-year-old guy, 25-year-old guy. It's not like he was 40 and had $1 million in the bank. I'm like, dude, that guy just spent like $40-$50 on us. Like, I don't take that for granted. I was going through the airport. There's a dude from Maine. I'm so sorry. I forget the guy's name, but my brain was fried. Friday at 2:30, I'm at the airport catching a 4 p.m. flight. He bought me just KFC in line. It was like, $8, whatever, $10. But like he was adamant. Like, dude, you're not paying. Like you changed my business, changed my life. I'm gonna buy you lunch. And I'm like, dude, thank you so much. I was hanging with next to the Tino's lawn care guys, and I don't know what else to say. Like, you guys were so thankful for me, and I just want to say thank you for appreciating what we're doing. I guess it is really cool when we all reciprocate together, and you just see stats, man. We live in this world, this bubble nowadays of like how many likes or how many downloads or how many views or how many subscribers. I really sincerely try not to lose sight that those are people. You know what I'm saying? Those are people. Those are you guys. Because I don't care about the money. I don't care about the fame. Like, that's like the stupidest stuff ever. I don't do any of this for that. I do it to help the next guy. I try to help the Brian Fullerton of 10 years ago is what I always say. Because I was broke as a joke, lost, scared, and afraid. I had no clue, no nothing, no resources. I knew nobody. I had nothing, right? So that's why I do all this. I put all this content out there for you guys. And just how many of you guys were like, just sincerely thankful. It just blew me away. It was the most humbling experience of my life was this week. I'm sleeping on a couch. I'm couch surfing. So if anybody's like, oh, dude, he's full of himself. I'm like, I slept on a couch, bro, for 5 hours a night for 3 days. Lost my voice. It came back on Thursday afternoon. Lost it again by Friday. Lost it by Friday. I get home at night. Liz is like, are you sick? I'm like, no, my voice is just, I'm at 0. So that's why I just want to say, like, don't think that I'm like too hoity-toity about anything. Like I was sleeping on a couch, man. Like I would wash the feet of the person in front of me if I had to, if I need to. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals. So I don't need to prove it to you guys. You guys already know it. It was just a really good time. So anyway, here's my dissertation. Here's my debrief from GIE 2021. I got about 90 gigs of content to go through. For time's sake, just so you guys know, that's 2 hours plus of content. At like 5 to 7, 10-minute clips to 30-second clips. That's a lot. It's going to take a lot of editing this week, a lot of solo mode this week. It's going to be a long week, but I'll button it up. I'll button it up really quick by saying this. Thank you for saying hey to me. Thank you for coming up to me. Thank you so much for the people that bought meals or didn't buy meals. You guys know what I'm saying. But thank you to the guys that gave me a couple glasses of water. Thanks to Lamont for the cough drops. Thank you to Brittany Allman for being the kind lady that she is to give cough drops and waters to make sure that I'm at where I needed to be. She was FaceTiming Liz. Caleb and Brittany Allman, just so you guys know, Brittany Allman blessed Liz by sending her breakfast every morning and lunch every day. That's the kind of people those guys are. Brittany Allman sent Liz a bouquet of flowers. They're not cheap. I'm looking at the flowers upstairs. It's a $50, $60 thing of flowers, right? Brittany Allman sent that to Liz. She sent her breakfast one day, lunch the next day. I bought lunch or something one day. Brittany sent her breakfast or dinner again. That's where do you find people like that? You know what I mean? Like, where do you find people like that? That's the people like, well, they're in it for the fame or the money or the subscribers or the free equipment. Come on. This community will weed those people out. And so that's the kind of people I was staying with the whole week. And they're just good folks, man. You guys are good folks. So that's what I got, man. You guys enjoy this episode? That's my quick dissertation. Hopefully you guys are wrapping up, maybe mowing here any minute. Probably getting ready for leaves, getting the plows on, getting the leaf boxes set up. We're going to be doing that all the first 2 weeks of November. We got a lot. I told Rob when he gets back, I'm like, dude, it's going to be a bunch of little crap. I said, we got to get snow stakes out. We got to go pass out some more snow postcards. We got to get the equipment ready, get leaf baggers on, get the truck ready, maybe go shop for another truck. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks. Last quick thing I'll say, get your ticket for LAL, okay? GIE+ Expo is awesome, but it's not designed to help you build your business necessarily. Okay. I forgot the Element thing that they did Wednesday or Thursday night. That was actually really cool. I got to see that with Mark Bradley. He was a cool dude. Kayla and Brittany were on stage with a panel with a couple other people. That was actually pretty badass. But here's the thing I'll say. Get your tickets for LAL, okay? For real, right here, right now, go onto the website, hit pause, go up here to the website, launchpreneuracademy.com/store. Get your ticket. If you want to go, I'm telling you, the hotels are selling out. The event is selling out. It's coming to that window, right? That crimp in the hourglass. It's going to be shutting down. So we hope to see you guys up here, okay? Launchpreneur Academy Live, November 13th, Saturday, 8:30 to 5:30. The Friday night before, Full Throttle Adrenaline Park, 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. High-speed go-karts. These are going to be awesome. Everybody's in the Facebook group right now talking smack against Corey Ballard because he's a professional go-kart race car driver guy. He's coming. Corey's coming. He's bringing the heat and the Hurt Locker. It's going to be good, okay? Everybody's talking smack in the Facebook group, which I love. It's going to be awesome. So Overflow Hotel, Spring Hill Suites, Wixom. Overflow Hotel, Spring Hill Suites, Wixom. And I think they're only down to king beds left. Okay. We might even have another hotel by the time this comes out. Okay. So can't wait to see you guys there. 300 of some of my best friends are going to be up there. It's going to be a barn burner. You don't need to bring anything. Just bring a good attitude. We'll have notebooks. We'll have your badges. We'll have everything there. It's going to be a really good time. We got shuttles from the hotels. The Hyatt is the host hotel. That's already sold out, but you just walk down. You're already at the event. It's going to be awesome, all right? Flying to Detroit Metro, Uber, Lyft if you need to get there. Everybody is super cool, super kind, super friendly, and that's what I got, all right? Guest interviews on Wednesday. We have some more shows that are going to be on Friday, maybe some more takeovers. We'll see what's going on, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the podcast, and that's what I got. I'm going to go drink the rest of this energy drink, pop a haul, and then I think Liz got some Pizza Hut coming in about 20 minutes. So over now, guys. That's an episode of Brian Fullerton here with the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Stay tuned to YouTube. Okay. So many great videos coming from YouTube. It's going to be awesome. Gram spray equipment, Mulchmate, daily vlogs, the expo, all this kind of stuff, the booth takeover videos. It's going to be a good time. All right. Guys, have a beautiful week. Stay safe. And that's what I got. All right. Thanks again for listening. And just a heavy heart today, man. You guys are awesome. I'll try to keep it lighthearted, but you guys are great.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.